A very good morning to all those gathered here. I am indeed humbled to have been conferred the Role Model Award today. I thank the organizers, Venkateshwara Montessori Group of Institutions, for having chosen me for the award. Dignitaries on the dais, respected Director, Professor Irai Anbu, IAS, Madam Vijaya, Mr. YG Madhendra, who was here a couple of minutes ago, dignitaries of the dais, my friends and colleagues from MOP Vaishnav College, dear students, and those who are making the lives of so many students bright for the future, the Montessori teachers who have gathered here, a very good morning once again to all of you. For a long time, I was missing reading. I'm very fond of reading, as was read out in my biodata. But today, I feel very satisfied having listened to Mr. Irai Anbu here, quoting from Shakespeare to Chaucer to his varied experiences, Plato, Aristotle, and the wonderful examples he gave. Normally, especially when an award is given, it's very nervous to talk because you not only have to live up to the image you have built up, but also to the image the others are projecting of you at this juncture. And today it is even more nervous to come and say even a few words after you have spoken, sir. I have never felt this nervous in my life. And when YGM was there, I was just thinking probably it is the Parichai Neramacha syndrome. He being there, and I was wondering, is this another examination? But this is much more than that. But this I want to say to the Montessori teachers. I've always liked these lines. எந்த குழந்தையும் நல்ல குழந்தைதான் மண்ணில் பிறக்கையிலே அதை நல்லவராக்குவதும் தீயவராக்குவதும் அன்னை வளர்க்கையிலே. So the mothers don't have time to spend all the 24 hours with the children, and that is why they send them to school. And when you get the children, nowadays even maybe at 1.5, 2 years, we went to school when we were 4, though you said don't talk about your childhood. So, அந்த சமயத்தில் அந்த குழந்தைகள் வரும்போது, they look upon you as everything. And when you give them the right values, the right, I wouldn't say education, but the right things that they need to know, then definitely you are making the mark on their lives. In fact, as college teachers, the students come to us having gone through primary school, middle school, and high school. So we hardly are able to make the desired impression on those students. But the Montessori teachers, I'm sure you have the best of the raw material which comes to you, and definitely it is up to you to channelize their talent in the right way. அந்த பச்சை மண்ணை உருவாக்குறதுல உங்களுக்கு இருக்கிற responsibility, I am sure, is huge. And having seen your lovely projects, the beautiful mime and other performances which were put up by the teachers, when teachers can do so much, I'm sure the students are in the right hands. Hats off to Venkateshwara Montessori Group of Institutions. The way things are being taught in schools, I really cannot comment on what is happening in the other schools, but in my school, geography was a very dreaded subject, but my teacher made it so interesting. And for example, the river Nile, that is always a very favorite topic in discussions, even when we meet as school friends 40 years now. How the teacher taught us. She did not say the river Nile was so many kilometers, the longest river in the world, this thing, that thing, etc. She told us to go to the library, and I think very few students visit the library now. It is a dying habit, but we went to the library, found out all that we could about the Nile. Probably today, it is even possible to take students on a picnic to Egypt because the affluence is there, but the intention may not be there. She told us to find out on the borders of a river, who are the people who live? What is their vocation? How do they practice? What do they do for a living? And then thereby, what are the months in the year in which they cultivate? What are the other months? What happens? So, on the banks of the Nile, the people who live, the climatic conditions prevailing in that area, the physical features that were there, the vegetation which grew up, the occupation and the population, everything was taught to us just by her telling us, you go to the library, those who bring in 20 unique points about what happens in and around the Nile will be given the marks. That is the sort of creativity we need to induce in the assignments that we give in our children too. Definitely, it is going to be difficult to change the entire way things are taught because we still have some things to live up to. But the way the assignments can be given, the creativity you can infuse, and the way you can make the children respond in class, I'm sure that can be changed, and that can be make a huge difference in the lives of the students. They wouldn't be bored. They would love to come to school and do all those things. And I would also like to say here that when you talk of a role model, and it is difficult to imitate, definitely, and we don't want the same types, because like we have potatoes and tomatoes, we don't have so many people being imitated as such, definitely. But I would like to hear, because in this audience, I feel it's a nice auditorium too, and so many good things have happened here. I've even got another award in the same auditorium. I would like to mention here that if I would speak of somebody who's been my role model, that's been my mother. She came from a village in Kerala, and she found it very difficult to come to the city. In spite of that, she saw to it that her children had the wonderful education. Today, she's not in a capacity to move around and see what achievements her children are getting. But the value systems that she taught us, the wonderful stories she says, even today if I go to make a speech or, go for any interaction, it is her I call up and ask her, what do you think would be a good thing to say today? And she would say the right thing. And so that amount of learning she does. So if a person from such a very humble background can do so much for her family and thereby for the others, I think that is doing a lot, and she deserves this award more than I do today. And these are the words I would like to leave you with. Thank you very much.